Hello, social media friends. My name is Jeremy Rowland, and I am the owner of Triple R Bail Bonds. And today is Saturday, July the 11th, 2026. And it is time for Bail Bacon America, where every single Saturday we go live on our Facebook page, and then we share it to our Instagram, our Twitter, our Rumble, our YouTube. And we talk to you about three things that we're passionate about. That is bail, that is bacon, that is America. And then we spin the wheel. We spin the wheel to find out who gets to win some money and who gets a donation to the charity of their choice of the winner. Now, it is imperative that you understand on how to get in the Bail Bacon in America. It is RRBailBonds.com. You can go there once a week, put your name in the wheel, and you get a chance to win some money. Now, it's usually $50 a week for the winner, $50 for their philanthropy. But I was so busy last week that we missed last Saturday's Bail Bacon in America. And whenever that happens, we have to double the prize. We can't let things get behind. The philanthropies depend upon it. And, if I miss 2 weeks in a row and it's the third week, it's going to be 150. But we try not to miss. But last Saturday, I believe it was the 4th of July. I don't know. I know during that entire time, I think I slept like 7 hours through the entire weekend. But anyway, let's get started this week with bail. And, I shared an article about recovery agents in the state of Hawaii and stuff like that. And I was actually going to talk about that today. But I've changed my mind because I've come across something even better. In Williamson, it's called The Sun, Williamson County, okay? It's WILCOSUN.com. This lady by the name of Abby Archer put together and published an awesome article in reference to bail bonds in the Georgetown area of her state, okay? Essentially, she broke it down on how there's so many bail bond companies within the small little section around the correctional center there. It's, some offices are housed with neon signs and some of them have regular office space with neon signs and stuff like that, and how it was family run and all these things to that. But the one thing that she put in there that I wanted to, and I'm going to share the article in the comments section of our Facebook video whenever we get done. But the one thing that she put in there is that how the bail bond list of companies is rotated every month. So, and I've heard of this in other states. Now, in order for the bail bond part, so you learn something about bail bonds. So now we know in this particular area that they rotate the list. In the state of Arkansas, no rotation whatsoever. If you were the first company on it back in 1987, then you're still the first company on that list in 1987. Because back in the day, you went to the circuit clerk's office, you filed your company name, stuff like that. They put your name on the list and it never changed. So if you were fourth, you were fourth. And you stayed fourth. You might be fourth in one county, but first in another county, okay? So Triple R Bail Bonds didn't come along until 2005. So we are basically either on the bottom of a first page or at the very top or middle of a second page. Doesn't matter to me. You can put me on the very bottom of it. Matter of fact, you could take us off of it if you want to. I don't care about no list. But I thought that it was a great thing to show the difference between how some states do the phone list and some don't. So now you learned something about that. Now, let's move on to bacon, okay? Because it's a huge sports night, huge sports day. I want to ask y'all something. Y'all ever heard of Baskin Robbins? I'm sure you have. This used to be full, by the way. There's not very much left in there. That's all that's left in there. Do you want to know why? Look at these fat cheeks. It'll tell you why. Right. See that right there? This is my favorite. Oreo cookies and cream. What does this have to do with bacon? I'm going to give you something, okay? Because at the ripe age of 51 years old, I have figured out that if I want to eat something, I'm not going to overindulge. I'm not condoning that one bit. I'm just saying every now and then I get a sweet tooth, okay? And I want something. I have figured I put something together. Just trust me on this. You're going to go to yourself, no, Jeremy, that can't be right. Look at this. Oscar Mayer bacon bits. Okay, you see that? These are not the crunchy ones in the plastic thing. These are the soft ones that you put in your refrigerator. There's always 2 or 3, 4, half a dozen bags of these laying around my refrigerator. You take this, you mix it with this, okay? But you gotta let this get a little bit, not like, I'm not trying to say warm, but you don't want to have to break a spoon in order to get it out, okay? You take this, you top it with this, and you get you a spoon, and you sit down in your favorite chair, and then you're going to pick up your cell phone, and you're going to say, you know that fat guy with Triple R Bail Bonds? I'm going to send him a message on his website, triplerbailbonds.com, and tell him that he is a master genius of putting this and this together. Trust me, that is your bacon for this week. Now, don't forget, you win hats. You win T-shirts. You win these right here. You get one of these, and you get one of these, okay? It's just part of the prize. And we're fixing to get to that here in just a minute. Now, America, have something interesting for you this week. I hope you do. I thought it was pretty awesome, okay? But on this day, I think it was 1972. Yes, I think so. I thought I could remember it. Anyway, it was in the early 70s. The Honda Civic went for sale. Now, I don't know if you know much about Honda Civics, but they're a pretty popular car because of the gas-saving mileage, highly affordable, a lot of college kids, a lot of high school kids, heck, even some parents drive the fire out of it. But here is what I thought was interesting. Did you know, I'm going to give you just a certain few facts about the Honda Civic for America. The best year that this vehicle sold was in 2017 when they sold 377,286 units of them, okay? The overall record, which this information comes from goodcarbadcar.net. I always got to plug them, okay? The total on record, according to this website, is 6,243,143 Honda Civics have hit the roads across the world, okay? That is your America for this week. Now, y'all don't want to watch about all that. You just want to find out who just won $100 for themselves and $100 for the favorite for charity. However, stop the brakes. There is one certain condition with the philanthropy. You can donate $75 to whatever philanthropy you want, okay? I don't care if it's beetle population of whatever. But $25 of your money has to go to some sort of animal shelter, okay? It has to go to some sort of shelter that helps dogs and cats or any type of animal. That's my only thing for this week, okay? 75 to wherever you want it to go, 25 to an animal shelter, and then 100 in your pocket, okay? That's $200. All right, so let's just figure out who it is. Let me get over here to the website. 36 total entries for this week, all right? Don't forget, if we ever get it to where we can get to 100, it's 100 a week. You see what I mean? 100 a week. All right, here we go. I'm going to turn this camera around because I am the actor, producer, and director. As you can see, there is 36 entries. As you can see, there's all the names. Over here on this other screen, I'm going to hit spin, and approximately 5 to 10 seconds, this whole, oh, there it goes. So whoever's name comes up right here just won the money and the stuff, and it looks like it is Linda C. So what I will do is I will go into the list of the names, and I will find out, what did I just do? Y'all just looking at my softball. Now I'm going to go in there and find out who Linda C. is, and I'm going to tell her that she just won $100 for herself. I'm also going to tell her she's going to donate $25 to her favorite animal shelter, and it's $75 to whatever shelter or whatever thing that she wants to do. You never know. The point is that this is Bell Bacon America, and that this is only possible if you participate. Give me about 10 minutes, and I'll have the wheel clear, and you can go back to tripleRbailbonds.com, put your name in there, and I will put the links to all of the stuff where I got the information in the comments section, and I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. It's about time to get ready for UFC. Listen, I'm all in. I'm all in on Conor. I'm all in on Paddy the Baddy. They're both underdogs tonight. We're going to find out what's happening. I'm Jeremy Rowland. You're awesome. I love you, and I will see you next Saturday for another Bell Bacon America.